even more personal and emotional when it's what we call your gremlin energy, which are those typical feelings of not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, not feeling deserving. And I know my fellow wonderful, amazing queens who've been doing the training with you for the last 10 days would have talked a lot about that, because that is a massive block that we have, which is an energetic block, but it's a massive block that can really stop us from manifesting, because we don't feel worthy. And there are lots of ways to recognize it, because sometimes on the surface you think, of course I'm worthy, of course I'm deserving, and you can try all the affirmations you like to believe that, and yet when we dig a little bit deeper, we might realize some signs where actually that's not the case, and there is a little bit that needs to be gotten rid of there. So we have all these limiting beliefs, okay? So we've chucked all these limiting beliefs in the hole, we've chucked the pain, we've chucked the suffering and all the rest of it. So that's essentially what happens in life, like I said. And all of these things, all of these thoughts, all of these beliefs, all of these experiences essentially have energy attached to them. So I want you to have imagine another visual, okay? So we've got all this sludge, okay? We've got this sludge in the hole, and we've filled it up as we've grown up, so it's getting harder and harder to get to the other side. And on the other side is what we want. So imagine this other visual. Essentially, I'm sure most of you can imagine the human body and can get some kind of picture that it's full of vessels. Yep, it's full of the heart. You've got the heart here, and then you've got your arteries and your veins and lymphatic system and all the rest of it that bring blood to the heart, take blood away from the heart, bring oxygen, bring nutrients, and so on. So imagine our body looks a little bit like that, but it's also full of channels that carry energy, just in the same way as we carry blood. So what happens in the same way is, if you end up with a heart attack, your vessels are blocked up with lipids, with fats and all the rest of it. So I'm using my medical terms here now. So they're full of athera, is what we call them. So they're full of all these kind of blocks and stuff that causes clotting, and then we end up with a heart attack. So the same thing, that mud, that sludge, is what blocks up our energetic flow. And so when we can't let that energy flow through us, flow through our body, we block ourselves. We block ourselves from the positive thinking, from the thought processes that are going to allow us to manifest. And we block ourselves because it starts off quite low down. When we want to manifest, it's very much associated. A lot of it starts off with our base chakra, with the red, okay, the chakra that's down by the coccyx, because that's to do with our security and our material possessions. And a lot of the time when we're thinking about manifesting, that's where it starts. Of course, what we want is, we can't stay in that base chakra. What we have to do is we have to connect that security, be it money, abundance, all the other things, to a couple of other things that are really important. We have to connect it to our solar plexus, which is our area of willpower, and our stomach area. We have to connect it to our heart. We have to feel it. We have to love it. We have to engage in it. And we definitely have to connect it to our third eye up here, which is the area that holds our intuition. And of course, to our throat. Think about communicating, how we communicate, affirmations that we give, and so on. But this bit here is essential. So if we are all clogged up with energy, with destructive energy, with what I call catabolic energy, toxic energy, then we are stuck in the mud so low down, we can't get out of the mud. So we can't get up. We can't get up to this level to tap into here. Why do I want to tap into here? If anyone wants to share ideas with me, then please do. But I will tell you what I think. So our third eye is about our intuition, which is a massive component that we need, that we have to have in order to take the right actions. And so if we are not able to tap into our intuition to receive that guidance, we're not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. We are able, when you think of kind of the typical kind of law of attraction about, believe, ask, believe, and receive. But in order to receive, it means we have to take action, right? We can't just sit there. But it's about taking the right action, and it's about taking guided action. And that guided action is really, truly the key to that manifestation process. So if you've blocked up all your energy and you can't tap into this, this is where your guidance is. It comes in through your crown chakra and you see it through your third eye. If we cannot tap into that intuitive thought, that feeling that we get in our gut that yes, this feels right, this is the right thing for me, this is what I know I must do. And that has to be so strong, because when it's not strong, what happens is your logical thinking and your limiting beliefs, so everything to do with your experience, try to take over. And they try to take over and they try to say to you, no, remember it didn't work last time, so why should it work this time? Or are you sure you're on the right lines? It's going to cause doubt in your head. So you want that intuitive feeling to be so incredibly strong and so incredibly powerful that you can bat away all of the other thoughts and the limiting beliefs and the doubts that might creep in, so that you can continue to follow your guided path. That is what is 100% essential. So hopefully I'm starting to make some sense for you and kind of give you that case for why it's so important to release that toxic energy that limits us. Okay, so how do we do it? What exactly do we do? Well, I have a special 4-step process that I use in my group programs. I've written about it in several books, my own book and several other books where I've contributed chapters to, which is this really, really powerful, simple, fast, effective 4-step process of energy release to get what we want. And it's called the 4 Gets. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to get out. What do we have to get out? We have to get out what I've been telling you about. Okay, so remember, we got to start digging in this mud to release and create a path to get from one side to the other. So we have to get out the limiting beliefs. We have to get out all the things that have been holding us back, that we allowed to creep into our lives. So we've got to, I've talked about what those limiting beliefs might be, how they can be as deep as the complete sense of being unworthy, or they could be much more general, like just thinking, oh, you know, women entrepreneurs just don't make it as big as men, for example.